So let's see. The result from the shattering is simple. You asked what Malchut is, why we can correct it, right? We learned that from the Creator came light, which is called the phase of the root. He builds a vessel of himself. It's called phase 1. Then this vessel receives. Afterwards, from the light filling the vessel doesn't want to receive anymore, wants to bestow. That's phase 2. Then phase 2 decides, in order to bestow, I have to receive a bit, and then I'll be able to give. That's phase 3. Phase 4 then decides, I want to receive everything that came from the root. That's phase 4. When phase 4 receives everything, this is called the world of Ein Sof. It receives with no limitations. Every state of the Malchut is called a world, Olam. So phase 4 is Malchut, and all these are called the first 9 Sfirot. So then, when this phase 4 receives, we learn that she is incorporated of 5 parts when she receives. 4, 3, 2, 1 root. When she discovers where she really doesn't want to receive, she discovers this, that in phase 4 she cannot receive. And in the rest of the parts, there she relatively resembles the previous phases. So this is all phase 4. And in phase 4 we have the previous phases, the first 9, or the first 3 phases, and phase 4 itself. Phase 4 of phase 4. So the restriction was on this phase. What does that mean? That here, the vessel cannot resemble the light.
Never? What does that mean?
No, because it only wants to receive and doesn't understand anything else but that. In the first 3 phases, yes, root 1, 2, 3, and somewhat resemble the light that comes to them. So in Malchut of Ein Sof, we already see this, that in the first 9, we are allowed to work, to receive in order to bestow, and in Malchut itself, we cannot. Now, what happens next? What happened during the shattering? During the shattering, meaning what happened before the shattering? Sorry. Before the shattering, we had the first 9 that received the light. Very nice. And were filled with the light. And nothing was lacking. Right? They were filled with light. This is full. And this is empty. Right? So what happened during the shattering? Now I'm going to erase all this. During the shattering, the first 9 mixed with Malchut. So before the shattering, we had the first 9 and Malchut. Shattering. Correct me if I make a mistake. After the shattering, we have this after the shattering. The previous vessels called, well, let's say the first 9 and Malchut, and we have another 2 parts. We have the first 9, that Malchut is in them, and we have Malchut. We have Malchut, that in it, there's the first 9. Or we write that we have Galgal Ta'anayim, the vessels of bestowal. We have Achab, vessels of reception. And we have Galgal Ta'anayim, and in them Achab. And we have Achab, and in them Galgal Ta'anayim.
אז מה קרה? ראשונות, כמו שהיה לנו.
So the first 9 as we had, we also have them here. Also before the shattering and also after the shattering. Right? That didn't change. Malchut. We also have from here and from here. Thank God we're not lacking any. So all of our gain is that we have these 2 discernments. This is our reward, our gain. This is the gain. The incorporation of the Creator's qualities and the created being's qualities. Because the first 9 are the qualities of the Creator, the way He is relating to the created being. What are the first 9? This is how the Creator relates to Malchut. And Malchut are the qualities of the created being. So there was first 9 and Malchut were separate. They don't mix before the shattering. After the shattering, there's also first 9 and Malchut, but there's also 2 more phases or discernments where Malchut mixes in the first 9. It's as if the created being enters forcefully to the qualities of the Creator. And the Creator's qualities seemingly forcefully go into the created being's qualities. There's a connection between them. And then by this, that helps me correct the Malchut itself. Meaning now the shattering we see as a result of this, there's a justified reason for it to happen, that the shattering is a positive thing. That by the shattering, the qualities of the Creator enter the created being forcefully. Meaning, 2 materials can enter one another, so there's a sort of technology that by an explosion, you make
Fission.
an explosion?
Fission.
לא.
or a prolonged chemical process?
No, I'm not talking about that.
זה דיפוזיה.
In plastics, there's connection.
לאט המולקולות...
No, that's diffusion, that gradually the molecules enter. I'm speaking about, well, so that can be impossible, because there at least,
הן מוצאות כאילו חללים.
there's a find space, and here no. Here it's qualities that are completely opposite and cannot even come closer, but with an explosion they enter one another. This is the reason for the shattering.
But it looks like in the qualities of the created being, you can't enter into the qualities of the creator. Only the creator can enter. Is it like this or like that?
Yes. Wait a second. You'll see.
נכלל מתכונות.
The creator's incorporated. The fact that the created being getting incorporated in qualities of the creator, and somewhat you can understand that. But if, let's say, an educator goes into a group of criminals, so he doesn't want to mix with their qualities. So how should he enter? He supposedly makes himself a criminal like them and goes in there, gradually connects with everybody with equivalence of form, shatters like them. This is why we need the shattering, that the first 9 will be equivalence of form to Malchut, and then they can enter. And then, when he enters in them, in those qualities, and there's a connection between them, so what happens then? Then something simple happens. All we have is, let's say in us, we're a result of these vessels, and we have the same. We have a desire to receive only, to enjoy life. That's it. We don't feel anything beyond that. And we also have a point in the heart. This point in the heart is the first 9, part of the first 9. But it too is in the will to receive, that also only wants to enjoy. If the light will come from above, it won't bestow on anything here, only on the point in the heart, only on it. Because even though it's shattered, but there's a certain relation between the light and this desire that was shattered, because it's part of the light. So, by the surrounding light, as we learned today, we can awaken this point in the heart and then start correcting it to, let's say, increase it. Yeah, I like when people correct my writing. To increase it. And then, to the extent that it grows, it can correct the other desires. It's exactly an educator going in between criminals, connects with them completely, and gradually starts, as if working in them, he lifts them a bit more, and by going back to his own qualities gradually, he also lifts them. This is actually the result of the shattering of the vessels. This is what we have. Now, by the studies, we don't feel it yet. You'll feel it later. We awaken the surrounding light upon us, and we start increasing this point in the heart. To the extent that it grows, it corrects all other desires. The rest of the desires are malchut. That if not for the shattering of the vessels, there wouldn't be a connection between both qualities, and you could never be corrected. From here we learn that the worst actions that seem to us, the shattering of the vessels, the sin of the tree of knowledge, all these actions in spirituality are purposeful actions, positive actions, And there's not one action in the beginning of the creation to the end that has any kind of that is somehow negative. Everything is positive and in the best way possible. It's not clear to us for now. The more we understand, the more we study, we understand what a closed structure it is. Now, the next question is, so by entering the vessels of Bissol, the first 9 into Malchut, so we have a gain in this that we can correct the Malchut. That's clear, right? From here. What do we have from this? That the created being enters the creator as if he's corrupting the creator by this. So what's the gain from that? The gain from that is simple. Just as, let's say, I'm a police officer and I send someone, my teacher from a certain gang, and he enters there and starts working in there. He has to get lights from me, right? Commands, forces, advice. So I need to know about that gang, about their character, in how I can correct them. So obviously the creator has to be incorporated from the worst qualities of the created being, from everything. Because the command center has to know everything down there. So that's why the shattering allows that too. So this is what happens. That you have the first 9, and in them, in the qualities of the creator, enter the qualities of the created being, and supposedly corrupt them. Meaning, they give the qualities of the creator gradually, very slowly, as much as Malchut, as much as we can suffer them, they give us these lights. If he hits us with all his force, we won't be able to do anything. We won't be able to justify it or sustain it. It will just be, we can't stand it. So he works on us gradually, slowly, through thousands of years, incarnation after incarnation. That's what happens. How is it in the Sfirot? Now we'll see. After erase it again. I don't have another blackboard. Did I erase it? In the Sfirot, we can draw it this way. That we have Keter, Chokhmah, Binah, Zeir Anpin, and Malchut. We were talking that Binah is the desire to bestow to the lower ones. Binah is also called the creator, Elokim. Chokhmah is the light. Keter is the upper desire to give to the created being. Chokhmah is the light, the abundance that we want to give the created being. Zeir Anpin is the adapter between Binah and Malchut. And Malchut is the receiver in the end.
יוצא לנו כך, שמלכות,
So it turns out
צום ב',
that
היא עולה לבינה,
Malchut in the second restriction ascends to Bina,
ואומרת שעד
and
חצי בינה,
it says that
יבוא אור,
until Bina the light can come.
זה כתר, חוכמה,
This is Keter, Chochma,
גר,
and
זה בינה.
Gar of Bina.
גימל ראשונות, זאת
Why
אומרת,
גר?
חלק עליון של בינה.
The first three, the top part of Bina.
ובזד דבינה,
And in Zat of Bina,
זה רמפין ומלכות.
Zeranpin and Malchut.
לא, שם...
Bina is spelled with Yud.
There the light cannot come.
אז מלכות, שהיא עולה ממקומה שלה הרגיל לבינה, הפעולה...
So Malchut that ascends from a regular place to Bina, that's called the second restriction.
ובזה מלכות שהיא עולה לבינה, היא מצמצמת את הבינה.
By this, Malchut restricts Bina.
היא מעבירה לבינה תכונות שלה.
It passes its own qualities to Bina.
ואז מצב הזה נקרא שרק משתמשים.
And then this state, the rest use this.
המצב הזה קראנו אותו קטנות.
This is what we had, right?
ואחר כך דיברנו שעל ידי אור,
Then we were saying that
על ידי רשימות,
by the light,
מלכות
by the records of 4:3, Malchut that was in Bina descended back
למקומה.
to its place.
ואז כשהיא יורדת,
When it descends back,
כשהיא עולה, אני רוצה כאן לרשום שהיא עולה, אז כאן מלכות נמצאת.
when it ascends, so here is Malchut,
כשהיא עולה אז נמצאת מלכות,
Malchut
ככה עולה ונמצאת כאן.
ascends and is here.
כל הזמן כאן,
It
ועכשיו...
is always here, and now it descends back.
זה לא ירידה רגילה,
But its descent isn't a regular descent, it's by the shattering.
כן? אז היא נשארת בבינה.
So it remains in Bina.
של מלכות ותכונות של מלכות.
The limitations of Bina are there,
אומנם שבשבירה,
and also Bina
מה זה בשבירה?
can descend to Malchut. What's in the shattering? That Bina loses her qualities
אז עכשיו,
and descends to Malchut. So now Malchut is in Bina, and here Bina is in Malchut.
בשבירה, וזה עלייה על ידי צמצום.
And this is through the second restriction.
זה מה שלמדנו היום. שעל ידי צמצום...
This is what we learned today, that by the second restriction, Malchut ascended to Bina, put into Bina, into the qualities of a creator, her own qualities, and then by the shattering, Bina went down to Malchut and put her lights into Malchut.
זה מה שדיברנו על חניך הזה, שנכנס...
And that's
מכאן יש לנו...
from here we have, after the shattering, hope that the created being will reach the end of correction, that there will truly be a state
יש לנו שורש,
that we have root, phase 1, 2, 3, 4.
עשתה צמצום, ואחר כך יכולה להימחק.
Phase 4 performed a restriction, then she can be filled by the screen, right? And we were saying how this phase, well, let's say Parzuf Galgalta, how is it filled? Till the tabu below Tabor of Gilgalta, nothing can expand. Meaning, Malchut of Ein Sof is always going to be empty. This is the Sof. This is the Sof. It's the same thing. So how can these vessels, the empty ones, be filled? Only through the shattering. Through the shattering. And there'll be a state that the lights, the qualities of Binah can enter here. Qualities of Binah. And then you will be able to correct this place that will truly be like the qualities of Binah. If there wasn't shattering of the vessels, there could never be light below the tabul.